Hello and welcome to another video. Today we want to talk about equations in Word. And this is a very important topic that we do want to cover with some seriousness because look, when writing formal documents, you do want your equations to look neat and they need to be typeset properly. You cannot use equations just right away in the normal text. We typeset them in a very specific way in Microsoft Word, and then those equations look neat and nice as they do look here in the two examples that we can see, right? So you could define your own equation and that's perfectly fine, but there's a specific format that we usually follow. So let's go ahead and try to implement these equations as an example and see how we can go about it. So you see the insert tab and you go into insert and there you will see an option on the right as equation. When you hit this, you will get to type in your equation and it's as simple as that, right? So I could type in, for example, accuracy equals, and notice now to make this fraction, I would need to put in a numerator and denominator. And this is what this tab is. This is why this tab is super important. It gives me a lot of options. So for a fraction, I can choose whatever format I need. Some differentials there, some partial derivatives, some script, superscript and subscripts, exponentials. I have a bunch of options I could pick there from, integrals, summations also. In the second example, might as well want to use this summation operator. So there are a bunch of things that we could work with, and we do that as per our needs. There's also a matrix operation here, so we could use them. For now I need just a fraction to implement this, and there are different ways I could use this. I'm going to go ahead and choose the first one. So notice now I can access with my arrow keys up and down whatever I want to write into them, right? So I would go ahead and write uh, these as they are, right? So it's as simple as doing that. So this gives me my equation right away. Notice we only use the fraction part. Now I'm going to go ahead and try and implement the second one. I'll leave this one out just to show you the use of the summation operator. So we go into insert again, equation, and there we go ahead and we can write our equation. Now this of course needs f. uh, there's going to be some theta. I'll see if one of the ways to access these special characters sometimes is by using this slash and right theta, hit a spacebar and gives you there right away. So it sometimes comes in handy to know these shortcuts, so to speak, for getting these symbols. But even if you don't remember them, you could always look at all of these symbols, hit this down arrow key, and you'll see a bunch of these available, right? So theta is right here. You can see phi, etc. So a lot of these, the more common ones, are pretty much available. You could always make a Google query to know their shortcuts or um, where to access these from. But the symbols are pretty much available there. Now, this is an important part. We need a summation to implement this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go into this summation, and this is the one that I'm particularly interested in. Notice it has a the summation goes from L0 to infinity. So I could go ahead and do this, right? So there are three things I need to, oops, there are three things I need to work with. Is this fraction, not the fraction, the entire second summation that I have here, and then there's this. Then where does this go from? It goes from L equals 0. Now notice the L here is not the one that is often used in equation. It's the normal text one. So I might as well go ahead and use this specific one, which is more suitable for an equation, right? And then I want to plug in an infinity here symbol. I do not remember exactly what the shortcut is, but I can always search from, yeah, there it is, infinity. So I could use infinity from there. And then I want to put in another summation. So I will go ahead and use another summation here. This time it's m equals negative. Notice I'll use a special type of set L, which is more appropriate for the equation. And if I notice the difference, this is a different one to this is different to this, right? So I'll use this one, m equals minus L2L, and then I can always make my equation. Now, again, there's a subscript and then there's a superscript. So I need to be careful here because I want to insert a subscript and a superscript, I will go into here, and it's this option, right? So subscript and superscript, I have both of these options. So I already have F set up. Subscript is going to be L spacebar to make sure it works, and then M, right? So that sets it up. And this time I am going to just go ahead and take the blank option from here and then plug in my values. So showing you both ways now. Y, L, and next here, and then theta and phi will come in as we have already talked about.